Hi, I'm Thea. All my life, I've been living in the shadow of my older brother who thinks the world revolves around him. Working twice as hard for half the recognition is basically my life story. Monday morning at Wilson and Chen Marketing wasn't any different from most. I was hunched over my desk, finishing the Toyota campaign proposal that was due by noon. My phone buzzed for the fifth time. Another text from my mom. Don't forget dinner tomorrow night. Marcus has big news. I rolled my eyes and tucked my phone away. Of course he did. Marcus always had big news that everyone needed to celebrate. Last month, it was a client he stole from a coworker. Before that, a promotion he got by taking credit for someone else's strategy. Burning the midnight oil again? Zoe stopped by my desk with 2 coffees. You're a lifesaver. Yeah, trying to finish this Toyota pitch. Vivian wants it on her desk before lunch. You know you're the only one who consistently delivers on time. The rest of us mere mortals require extensions. I laughed, taking a sip of the perfectly sweetened coffee. Tell that to my family. According to them, Marcus walks on water while I'm just splashing around in puddles. Speaking of your perfect brother, how's the kingdom of nepotism treating him? Apparently, he has big news again. Family dinner tomorrow night to celebrate whatever mountain he climbed by stepping on someone else's back. Zoe perched on the edge of my desk. Well, if it helps, rumor has it Vivian is making a big announcement today. Might be about the senior position. My heart skipped. I'd been gunning for the senior marketing strategist role for months. 3 hours later, Vivian called me into her office. Your Toyota pitch was excellent. Creative yet practical. That's what I've always appreciated about your work, Thea. Thanks, I really believe in that campaign. I know you do. That's why I'm offering you the senior marketing strategist position. You've earned it. I nearly fell out of my chair. Are you serious? Dead serious. 15% salary increase, your own team, and the corner office. You deserve this. I floated through the rest of the day. First person I called was Zoe, who screamed so loud I had to hold the phone away. That evening, my phone rang. It was my mom. Thea, honey, are you still coming tomorrow night? Marcus is bringing champagne. Actually, Mom, I have some news too. That's nice, dear, but let's focus on Marcus's announcement. He's worked so hard. I bit my tongue. Sure, Mom. Oh, and don't tell him about any of your work stuff before he shares his news. You know how he gets when he's not the center of attention. Mom, I got a huge promotion today. Silence. Then, well, that's wonderful, but maybe wait to tell everyone until after Marcus shares his news. You know how important this is to him. I clutched the phone tighter. I'm not keeping my promotion secret. Please, Thea, for family peace. You know your brother, just this once? This once? Try my entire life. Fine. Whatever. I hung up, already dreading tomorrow night. I arrived at my parents' house 20 minutes late on purpose. The familiar smell of Mom's pot roast filled the air as I walked in. There she is. We were about to start without you. Dad pulled me in for a quick hug. Marcus was already seated, looking smug in his designer button-down. Mom hurried over with a smile. Marcus brought champagne for the celebration. Once we were all seated, Dad raised his glass. To Marcus and his big announcement. Marcus stood up. I've been offered the executive marketing director position at Reynolds Corp. 20 people applied, but they said my Toyota campaign concept sealed the deal. I nearly choked. Your Toyota campaign? Yeah, my pitch about authentic storytelling through customer testimonials. They ate it up. That was my concept, the one I'd mentioned to Marcus when he asked about my projects last month. Funny coincidence, I said, my voice eerily calm. I just got promoted to senior marketing strategist yesterday for my Toyota campaign pitch. The table fell silent. Mom glanced nervously at Marcus, whose face had hardened. Well, that's nice, Thea, Dad said finally. But executive director outranks senior strategist, doesn't it? Actually, they're the exact same level. Different companies, different titles. Marcus's knuckles turned white. This is your problem, Thea. Always competing with me? I could say the same, especially since you stole my concept. Mom gasped. Thea, don't be ridiculous. It's not ridiculous when it's true. Remember when I told you about it last month, Marcus? You're just jealous because I executed it better. This isn't the first time either. Remember my college thesis? Suddenly became your brilliant idea for your first job. Marcus slammed his hand on the table. You need to drop this, now! No. In fact, I'm going to tell Reynolds Corp exactly where your brilliant idea came from. Marcus stood up so fast his chair fell backward. You will not ruin this for me! It's already ruined because it's built on lies! I worked for this. I deserve this. No, you don't. You're a fraud who's been riding on my ideas for years. That's when it happened. Marcus grabbed his chair from the floor, lifted it over his head, and brought it down on me. The wood cracked against my shoulder and head. Pain exploded through my body as I fell. Through blurry vision, I saw Mom covering her mouth and Dad grabbing Marcus. She made me do it. She's trying to ruin everything. I touched my forehead and my fingers came away bloody. Thea, honey, don't move. Mom was suddenly beside me, but I pushed her away. Don't touch me. I stood up, dizzy but determined, and grabbed my purse. This ends now. I'm done being your punching bag. You're overreacting, Dad said. Marcus just lost his temper. With a chair, and you're still defending him. I walked to the door, my vision swimming. Thea, please, Mom called after me. I'm going to make sure everyone knows exactly who Marcus Wilson really is. 6 stitches and a mild concussion later, I was lying on my couch while Zoe paced around my apartment. I can't believe he hit you with a chair. We need to call the police. Already did. Filed the report this morning. But that's not enough. I want him to lose everything. Zoe sat beside me. So what's the plan, boss? Remember all those ideas Marcus has stolen from me? I've kept records, emails, texts, dated notes. Girl, you've been collecting receipts? That's some next-level planning. I pulled out my laptop despite the throbbing pain. I've been expecting something like this for years, just not the chair part. We organized evidence, screenshots of texts where I mentioned ideas that later became his, emails with timestamps, even old college papers. This is damning, but we need more, I said, especially about this Toyota campaign. What about that guy at Reynolds? Kyle? Didn't you meet him at the marketing conference? 2 days later, Kyle met us at a coffee shop downtown. I'm not surprised, he said, seeing my bandaged head. Marcus has been taking credit for other people's work since he arrived. The Toyota campaign? He couldn't answer basic questions about it in the follow-up meeting. Has anyone called him out? Zoe asked. Kyle stirred his coffee. Everyone's too afraid. He's buddies with the VP's son, but I've been keeping notes too. Would you be willing to share those notes? I asked. After seeing what he did to you? Absolutely. But it'll take more than notes to bring him down. That's when the idea hit me. The Summer Marketing Summit is next month. Reynolds and Wilson and Chen will both be there. Zoe's eyes widened. And Marcus is presenting the Toyota campaign. What if we set up a situation where he has to explain the campaign in detail? In front of everyone? Kyle leaned forward. The panel discussion. I can suggest him as a last-minute replacement. He won't be able to refuse. It's too prestigious. And I'll make sure Vivian is there, Zoe added, with our original campaign materials. Over the next 3 weeks, we gathered more evidence. Kyle got Marcus on the panel. Zoe convinced Vivian to attend. I prepared questions that would force Marcus to either admit his theft or humiliate himself. The night before the summit, Mom called. Thea, please talk to us. Marcus says it was all a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding? He stole my work and assaulted me. He's your brother. Family forgives. Not this time. And after tomorrow, you'll be the only ones who still believe his lies. I hung up, my resolve strengthening. Tomorrow, Marcus would finally face consequences, and I would be there to watch him fall. The Summer Marketing Summit buzzed with industry professionals as I spotted Marcus across the ballroom, schmoozing with Reynolds executives. He looks so smug, Zoe whispered beside me. Not for long. Is Vivian here? Front row with all our original materials. Kyle confirmed the moderator has our questions. After 2 presentations, the moderator announced the panel discussion on automotive marketing strategies. Please welcome our distinguished panelists, including last-minute addition, Marcus Wilson from Reynolds Corp. Marcus strutted onto the stage but froze momentarily when he spotted me. 20 minutes in, the moderator turned to him. You've received significant attention for your Toyota customer testimonial campaign. Could you walk us through the conceptualization process? Marcus cleared his throat. The idea came to me while considering authentic storytelling methods. And can you explain the multi-platform integration system that made it successful? Marcus blinked rapidly. The multi-platform integration? Well, it's based on cross-channel consumer engagement tactics. Could you be more specific? That's when I stood up. Actually, I can explain it. All heads turned toward me. Thea, Marcus hissed. What are you doing? I walked to the stage. I'm Thea Wilson, Senior Marketing Strategist at Wilson & Chen. And I'd like to present the original Toyota campaign, the one I created before my brother stole it. I displayed side-by-side comparisons of my work and Marcus's plagiarized version. Emails showing when I'd shared concepts with him. Kyle's documentation of Marcus's inability to explain basic elements. Finally, police report photos of my injuries. This is the man Reynolds Corp hired, a thief who assaulted his own sister with a chair when confronted. Marcus lunged toward me. You lying bitch! Security intervened immediately. The Reynolds VP approached, face ashen. We had no idea. Miss Wilson, we'll be investigating this thoroughly. As Marcus was escorted out, I spotted my parents at the back of the room. They approached me afterward. Thea, we had no idea it went this far, Dad said. You never wanted to know. You always chose him. We're so sorry. Mom reached for my hand, but I pulled away. Sorry isn't enough, not anymore. What can we do? Dad asked. Nothing. Marcus is facing assault charges and career ruin, and you two need to figure out how you created this monster. Until then, don't contact me. 2 weeks later, Reynolds fired Marcus and filed fraud charges. My parents left daily voicemails begging forgiveness, which I deleted unheard. How does victory feel? Zoe asked as we celebrated. I touched my healing scar. Like freedom. Like I finally escaped his shadow. My phone buzzed with another call from Mom. I silenced it without a second thought. Some families aren't worth saving, but some friendships are worth everything. Do you think Thea was right to cut off her parents completely? Or should she have given them another chance to make amends? At what point is cutting toxic family members out of your life the right decision? Even when they claim they didn't know how bad things were? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this revenge story, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about standing up to toxic people. New videos every day.